Or what remains of her.
On the way back from Lewis's packing, she waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
Oh, this is that broken staircase.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
Sorry, I had my audio messed up too.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised...
To our final night together, and all our final nights apart.
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom said the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
This is the first time in this room.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me.
Here we go.
Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try.
Edith, what are you doing here?
It's mine.
Edith!
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
Oh no, let me finish the story.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the
I
best
actually
of
saw
it.
a guy doing this on the road just the other day.
A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly.
Sounds like some kind of cancer.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive.
Oh, wow. It's like maybe Milton.
Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is.
You missed the entire main part of the story.
This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
This is us being born. I have to assume that she must have died during childbirth.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Oh, we're a son. Oh, that's fine. This game's not gonna last much longer. Apparently, I was really close to the end. In fact, that might be the end. Yeah. Part 2. I could have seriously finished this last night. Like, just 10 minutes. That's all it would have taken. No one said your name. I feel like I missed some stuff though, because we never got Odin and Edie's stories. Oh, Triangle does the credits now. Okay. How does it taste? Does it taste like the normal ice cream? What's interesting about it? Ripple? Well, I'm assuming if it's vegan, it's plant-based. That's Milton with his painting, and the bong could be like a reference to Lewis. And then that's a reference to Gregory, the one who liked the kites. Oh, thanks, Johan. Watch the credits, earn a trophy. Oh, that's a whole bunch of cute little pictures of the creators' families. Oh, this is the rock wall. Oh, and then there's the whale and the rubber ducky, and then the kite and camera referencing Sam, Gus, and Gregory. Then you got the stars and the Wolfman referencing Barbara. Yeah, and there's her little comic books. And the crutch representing Barbara's boyfriend, who also disappeared. Then you got Calvin. The rocket ship is Calvin, who the Calvin option is Calvin is the one who wanted to fly. Then you have the owl, cat, duck, which I assume must be a reference to Molly with her transforming. There's another Calvin reference with the helmet. Oh no, this is a reference to Molly. It's gotta be with the bird. Oh no. The one with the birds was Edie. Oh, and then they have their own little, look at their cool playtester section, Paula. Trick or treat, smell my feet, scarred for life too. Ooh. Lots of Chinese. We had that reference in the beginning. Wow, this game was 5 years in the making. Cool. Oh, is that an anagram? No, don't say that. Don't say the end. Damn it. Fuck you. Okay, see, we filled in Edie's story at the end there, but we missed Odin's. And if I go, y'all can't see this, but if I go to trophies, okay, I obviously missed that. Play Calvin's story again. Okay, that's easy as heck. Clear the table. Clear all balls off the pool table. That's from Barbara. Let Molly's Let the Drunken Sailor finish his song. Oh, geez, that's horrible. Great owl. Catch 2 rabbits with only 2 swoops. If everything ends. Finish all stories. Definitely missed Odin's story. Which sucks. We're gonna do one's trophy real quick though. Because his was super quick. Like, ridiculously quick. That's how quick it was.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa...
Nope, I accidentally did keep it inverted. Dang it.
I didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch.
See, you know,
the
see
thing
how
I remember
really
is that
quick
when he
this
made up
game
his
is.
mind,
This
was it.
This story is.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother. The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
And there's Calvin's story.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing. After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
I definitely missed something here. This was the graveyard, right?
When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune.
Is this it?
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse. His wife,
see.
Ingeborg, and their newborn
I messed it up,
son,
that's why.
Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
Sail with his house. Cool.
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
And now I properly
Whatever's
get
wrong with
Odin's
this
story.
family, it goes back a long ways.
Now they're all filled, and that'll give me that gold trophy. Okay. Were any of the other trophies really easy? Something to give a little bit more time to this. Yeah. No. Oh. Okay. Let's go drown a baby. Did that sound bad? Sorry guys, we gotta go drown a baby. It's just part of the game. This one's sad.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us
Oh,
don't.
there's his name. No way.
Over, Gregory. It's time to...
Oh boy, I'm running out of time.
Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. It reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination. I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
I really don't understand how this one happens.
Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory. About everything.
Oh, and if you do it right, all the letters of his name are in here.
But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay.
Oof.
Love, Sam.
We got Gregory's. I really don't want to do Barbara's, but the This one's gonna be annoying. Hers wasn't the longest. I would say Lewis's was probably the longest, but
Growing up,
hers is
I
probably
always thought of
second.
Barbara as a child star.
There we go.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
You ready for an interesting comic read, Paula? You ready for an interesting comic read?
Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was
I really wish I could skip some of this.
for her scream.
Oh well.
Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages.
The
There's a key hidden in the
Prespacito.
music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding.
That's a really cool mechanism
until
for a
finally
key, though, in
the
my
key pops out.
opinion.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Ain't that a really nifty key design?
Rick?
Here it is.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Clear the table. Okay, so I really don't want to replay her entire story. So anyone listening, there's a fridge back there, and she finds him in the fridge. The boyfriend just hides from her, and she hits him with the crutch because he's wearing some kind of mask, and then they break up. After that, the leader of the Orcas was a serial killer. He comes after Barbara. Barbara beats him up with a crutch and knocks him off the railing of the second story of the inside of the house. She goes down there to check on him. He's gone. A policeman bangs on the door, and she goes to the door, and then a whole bunch of people are whispering behind her, "Say surprise!" And they're all monsters. And then she releases a blood-curdling scream before she died, like before she's dead. And a lot of people blame the boyfriend because he disappeared. Okay. The only one I think that's left is that really annoying. The one of them is really annoying on Molly. Though Molly's is probably one of the most interesting. But we'll go for those 2 trophies and finish off the game real quick. Unfortunately, there's no platinum, but if there was, it'd be a pretty easy platinum, so I understand. Molly's journal, where she writes her own story of her death, which is one of the more mysterious
December 13th,
deaths. Hers and Barbara's are the mysterious ones.
Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Can a bird just be there instantly? No, of course it isn't. Okay, I guess we'll start with the gerbil food.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Ew.
I kept eating and eating.
Oh, is it that window to my right?
I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window.
Okay.
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest.
This is where it gets kind of interesting.
I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat. I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me. I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass. Rabbits. His face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. A mama rabbit.
And I got the Great Owl trophy.
Too big to carry. I started choking.
This is where it gets interesting.
And suddenly, I was a shark.
Sorry, I was trying to surprise you. Look, now I'm a shark. this is one of the more fun ones to play. No, I need land. I wonder if I can get hit by this vehicle.
I rolled off a cliff.
No,
and
it
into
auto
the
rolls
ocean.
across. Okay.
Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals. Tasted really good. I grabbed on tight, but I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Okay, now the next trophy is just to let the
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
to let the drunken sailor finish his song. Oh boy. Is that the end of the song? Oh jeez, they just want to make me listen to this drunk bastard. I don't even know what the scuppers are. Jeez. Okay, I'm gonna eat you now.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I swelled into new.
I'll finish this story just because I like it.
So I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
You recognize this room?
I got closer and closer. All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
And that is Molly's End. Okay, guys, this was actually really quite a good game.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
And I really appreciate everything we learned from the game. It was.
I can't describe it, but I
quite
felt
a good
like
game.
some part of.
It was just a really good take on all of it, you know. Well, that'll be it for this stream, guys. Thanks for stopping by.